1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fish all day and make up lies.
Welcome to Tight Lines with Mykael Marinelli and Phil Stanley.
Here I am in the salty brine, up to my waist, just wasting time.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Tight Lines, the Florida Keys Fishing Show. I'm Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate, and this is my buddy, Mr. Phil Stanley.
That's right. Phil Stanley from Worldwide Sportsman and also now Salty Coffee Productions.
Yeah, you got some good stuff happening.
Oh, yeah,
with that.
absolutely. Yeah, and it's all fishing related.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is Salty Coffee?
So essentially, it's now, I spent a lot of time with a lot of the guides around here in Islamorada making commercials for them. So now there's enough demand where it's actually started to turn into its own cottage industry. So I'll be out on the water filming a bunch. And, a lot of that stuff that you're going to see, the commercials you're going to see on this show today, will be the stuff that I do.
That is so cool. And that's what our show is all about. And that's what lifestyle here in the Florida Keys is all about. I mean, we've had a phenomenal couple days here. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. I was just driving over. If you ever have a chance to drive over the Channel 5 bridge, which is about mile marker 69 to 70, and if you're going northbound, I think it's one of the most beautiful sights we have here in the Florida Keys.
The water's been insane.
You see some phenomenal changes in the water and the colors, and it's absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping to get out on the water in the next day or so. I've been busy doing some of my real estate stuff, so haven't had the opportunity to get out, but I know you actually, I think you're still wet.
I know. I don't want to rub it in. I still smell like it. So, I know. I was lucky enough. No, I just took a few days off. If you're in the Keys, you got to enjoy the Keys.
We were out the other day, Harry and I. We visited some real nice friends of ours at the Drop Anchor Resort.
Oh, yeah.
We had a great time there. They're doing some great. We had new owners there of the Drop Anchor, and they're doing some really nice renovations. And I have a feeling we're going to have a really nice relationship with Drop Anchor and Radio A1A and
wonderful
Tight Lines, and they're doing a great job there, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
I actually caught my very first fish off their dock in
That's what you're telling
1970.
me. Yeah, right.
So anyway, speaking of fishing, we're going to talk about some bone fishing.
Absolutely. No, it's the time is right for it, and as long as the tides are there, you should be good to go. So we'll pretty much just run down how essentially to catch bonefish. So as you know, it's one of the main ways is fly fishing.
Yeah.
I won't get too much into that.
Well, we're going to come back in just a moment, and we're going to talk all about it.
Okay, cool.
All right, folks, hang on, and appreciate you tuning in to Tight Lines, the Florida Keys Fishing Show.
Thanks for joining us on Tight Lines with Mykael Marinelli and Phil Stanley.
Hello, this is Mykael Marinelli from American Caribbean Real Estate, and today I'm coming to you from Marine Thrift in Key Largo. Your basically one-stop shop for everything that you need, last-minute vests, fishing poles, rods, reels, snorkels, fins, whatever you need, they've got it. Gently seasoned items that you can buy secondhand that are at great prices. So instead of maybe going to one of the big stores and dropping a ton of cash, why don't you check out my friends Carolyn and Justin here. They can hook you up with whatever you need. Let me take you inside. Hello, this is Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate with your Real Estate Conch featured property. Today, spotlighting 125 Venetian Drive in Islamorada. Here, you can enjoy the phenomenal Islamorada lifestyle in this just-built waterfront home. Everything's new. 3 bedrooms upstairs and a separate guest suite downstairs. Exceptional features include stunning granite kitchen, veranda, sumptuous master bath, and a homeowner's park with its rare sandy beach. This is your bucket list opportunity. For more information on this home and other power buys, contact me at 305-439-7730 and visit my award-winning Florida Keys lifestyle blog at therealestateconch.com.
And now, back to Tight Lines with Mykael Marinelli and Phil Stanley.
Hey folks, welcome back to Tight Lines, the Florida Keys Fishing Show. Again, I'm Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate. This is my friend Mr. Phil Stanley of Worldwide Sportsman and
Salty Coffee Productions now. Yes, buckle up. So
there you go. Cool. Hey, we were talking in the previous segment that you were just on the water like, moments ago?
All day.
What were you doing?
An hour ago. Well, I went out after bonefish unsuccessfully, but last week, and we have some footage for you that you'll see, was a pretty successful week.
Awesome.
But yeah, so let's run you through. You're coming down to the Keys.
Let folks know we're going to give you a first-hand primer on what it takes to get out there and go capture some bonefish.
Yeah, it's a lot of people have said that it's the most desired sport fish in the world. Now, I can tell you one thing. It is the most expensive sport fish in the Florida Keys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they take the population that we have and then the amount of revenue with guides, and I think it comes down to, if you do the division, to about $3,500 per fish.
Per capita.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So,
well, that's been the true sportsman's fish, I think, for a long time. In fact, what a lot of people might not be aware is that the first President Bush was a huge enjoyer of the Florida Keys, and his thing to do was stalk the bonefish.
Yeah, it's a game of the hunt, and that's what it is for me. You know, you get the arms shaking and everything. Now, if you do it on the fly rod, that is, you know, you want to stay with crab and shrimp presentations. We could spend an entire show going into that, 2 shows going into that. But let's say you're coming down here, you have your spinning rig. What do you do?
Right.
The first thing you're going to want to do is probably live bait. What do you do? Simple bait hook. This I just pulled out of a DOA shrimp, size 2 or 3. You can use Mustang, Gamakatsu. Bonefish, we want to preserve them if you can. Pinch that barb down so it's an easy release. You know, they have a nice rubbery mouth. They'll pop right in. Keep tension. You won't lose them. And then you just want to take your shrimp, plop it on right through the face. You know, you can do it through the side. There's scent feeders, a lot like a redfish or something of that nature, a musical bonefish. And, you know, then you want to go, in my opinion, with as little weight as possible.
Well, you're talking about, for folks who aren't familiar with bonefish, let's tell them a little bit about what bonefish are and what kind of habitat they're usually found in.
So bonefish are a flats fish, and some might say they're the flats fish. With them and permit. Where you're going to find them is usually in an outgoing tide. That's my favorite way to fish them because you can really see them tailing in the water, and you're going to find them around some of the keys here, that outgoing tide, usually 2 hours before low tide, and they'll usually they're going to have somewhere with a channel and then an island and a flat running up to that, or just a flat that's out in the middle of the bay that has a good current that goes over it. That's where you'll find them, and they move. You want somewhere where they have a way to get to safety, which is going to be their channel, and forage, which is going to be coming off of that flat. And that's where you're going to find them. They're going to be looking for crustaceans. It's a shrimp game with bonefish. And so if you're using live bait, like I said, get yourself some shrimp. Get yourself a nice, clear, light leader. I like 20-pound tests just in case I get into something a little bigger. I still stand a chance. Tie on your hook, put your shrimp on, you're good to go. If it's windy or you need a little bit of weight to get out there, take a split shot and just put it right at the top of where your hook is.
Right.
Or get the sliding triangle pyramid weights that they use for bass fishing. Plop one of those on. Get a little one, 1/8 ounce, 1/16 ounce. And then, it's the name of the game, the fish is going to be moving. Cast out beyond it, reel up into it. Make it like that fish discovers it. You're going to notice that they're the hardest fish to catch a lot of the times because they're so spooky.
Right.
I like artificials. The most popular artificial you're going to find down here for a spinning rig is going to be the bucktail jig.
Right.
This is made by one of our own captains, Paul Tejera, down here.
Paul does a great job.
And this thing you can actually fish by itself. A lot of the guides will use this. You cast it out and just give it a little, like a little crab. or shrimp in the sand, they'll usually go after it. They like to take the end of a shrimp, live shrimp, and pop that on there.
Okay.
Give it a good scent. That's too
like
good.
the tail portion?
Yeah, absolutely. And just, slide it on like you
Right.
would, a Texas rigged worm for bass. Cast that out there, like I said, get it beyond them, kind of reel it into them, and then just gentle motion, nothing, no jerks or anything. Don't spook them. They're very spooky
skittish fish.
Absolutely. Now, you're going to find them a lot of the times in grass flats.
Right.
And one of the issues I have with this is that this will get caught on that grass.
Right, it's not weedless.
Absolutely. I mean, they have this here, but if there's a strand of grass, it's going to get caught. And one thing the bonefish isn't used to seeing is a shrimp shaking a giant piece of grass.
Right.
So what do? Is I get soft plastics. This is the Savage Gear 2.5-inch shrimp. This thing is the money melon. I like to rig it a weird way.
Which is how?
I go right through the head.
Okay.
And this is based on experience and lots of failure, folks.
Right.
Through here. And then I go all the way, roll it up to the eye of the hook.
All the way to the eye. Okay.
And then I want it to be weedless. So instead of going through it like you would, a normal rig, soft plastic, a Texas rig, what have you, I tuck it right into the side.
Oh, okay.
Just so gently
right,
like
so
that.
that way it's not going to get caught.
Literally just a sneeze, and it will usually just pop right out.
Okay.
And that way it won't get caught, and then, the bonefish that's going to be very skittish, as soon as it's in, I know a quick little jerk like that, and I'll have them hooked.
Wow.
If you wanted to add weight, I take a pinch weight. DOA makes these. Cut off just one tiny little segment.
Right.
This is 1/8. I don't know what that is divided to. And I just pinch that right on the shank of the hook there.
Right.
And that's it. You're good to go. Cast beyond them. The thing I like about the soft plastics, especially in the grass, is they suspend. And so they don't get stuck down in the bottom. They don't kick up a bunch of sand, and the bonefish is going to be like, what is this shrimp doing? And you just reel it gently. No twitches, no anything. Just buy them. And if you get it in front of them, usually 1 or 2 feet, and they come across it, you're on. For their size, they are insane fighters.
What amazing. Yeah.
Now, they are also scent feeder finders, a lot like a redfish. And for those in northern Florida that are thinking about coming down here, or South Carolina, North Carolina, even, Louisiana. Procure. This stuff is disgusting. I got it on my buff today and had to wear that all day. It was gnarly. I take my package of shrimp and I fill it up with this stuff, and I just let them soak in it overnight before I go out.
That's a great strategy.
And that way I have something that is just ready to rock. And this will work really well, actually, for permit.
Well, that's what I was asking. What are some of the bycatch that you'll get?
Oh, anything.
Okay.
I caught a giant Jack Crevalle today on this thing.
Oh, man. I love Jack. I love to eat Jack also.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that at another show. But they're actually great tasting. A lot of people think they're trash fish. But, hey, you've got some phenomenal video coming up in our next segment, right?
I do, actually. And this is of last week. I was out there with this exact setup with the stinky shrimps, the Savage Gears, 2.5-inch PVC shrimp. Rigged just this way.
So you're going to walk the walk as though you talk.
That's exactly it.
Awesome,
so this actually works, trust me on this one.
Perfect. Well, I think that's going to be awesome. We're going to look at that.
Cool.
And folks, hang on. Again, this is the Florida Keys, fishing show that's for the average Joe. It's tight lines, and we look forward for you to come back, and we'll get some great video we're going to shoot in just a moment.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Hello, this is Mykael Marinelli from American Caribbean Real Estate, and today I'm coming to you from Marine Thrift in Key Largo. Your basically one-stop shop for everything that you need, last-minute vests, fishing poles, rods, reels, snorkels, fins, whatever you need, they've got it. Gently seasoned items that you can buy secondhand that are at great prices. So instead of maybe going to one of the big stores and dropping a ton of cash, why don't you check out my friends Carolyn and Justin here. They can hook you up with whatever you need. Let me take you inside. Hello, this is Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate with your Real Estate Conch featured property. Today, spotlighting 125 Venetian Drive in Islamorada. Here, you can enjoy the phenomenal Islamorada lifestyle in this just-built waterfront home. Everything's new. 3 bedrooms upstairs and a separate guest suite downstairs. Exceptional features include stunning granite kitchen, veranda, sumptuous master bath, and a homeowner's park with its rare sandy beach. This is your bucket list opportunity. For more information on this home and other power buys, contact me at 305-439-7730 and visit my award-winning Florida Keys lifestyle blog at therealestateconch.com.
Welcome back to Tight Lines with Mykael Marinelli and Phil Stanley.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tight Lines, the Florida Keys Fishing Show. I'm Mykael Marinelli of American Caribbean Real Estate, and this is my buddy, Mr. Phil Stanley of Worldwide Sportsman. You know, we were talking about one of the best things to do here that people love is bone fishing, because it's such a challenge. But, you know, you can do a lot of great fishing here in the Florida Keys, and you can even do it right from your dock. You jump into your boat, or what's becoming even more and more popular is fishing from your kayak. And let me tell you, that's awesome, especially when we're talking about bonefish or some of these really shallow water fish. That's a great strategy to hunt them down. And I think you were, like we mentioned, you were just out on your kayak moments ago.
Absolutely. It's my favorite way to go after bonefish, simply because it's so stealthy. And that's the thing. You can take that kayak, and, you know, a lot of people have told me you have to be 40 feet from them and you won't get them. I've gotten about 5 feet from schools of bonefish, and they don't even know you're there. If you're not paddling, you become a log. You know, you're just out there drifting along. You know, your rod is going to get in the way, but it's something that you can do. You know, if you live down here, you can hop on a kayak, just like I did today, and paddle out to one of these keys. As long as it's a calm day and you understand tides, and you can get on legendary, you know, flip pallet-esque fishing, you know, right here. And so that's the footage that you're going to see. I figured if we wouldn't be a fishing show that if I showed you how to do something,
you weren't actually doing it,
that I have to actually deliver the goods. And that was it. And this was done on a kayak as well. The way I modified mine is I put a 2.5 horsepower engine on the back.
Okay.
Now, you don't go fast.
Right, but it's basically a trolling motor.
It gets me to the island, and then I can paddle around without getting too exhausted.
Well, that's great.
And it's a brilliant fishing platform. If you can get one that you can stand on, it's a little better casting, better sight. But, yeah, you know, kayak fishing to tailing bonefish in shallow water on a perfectly calm day, there's nothing like it. You'll see in this video, look at the water.
Awesome. And in this video, where were you fishing?
This was going to be a secret key on the northern side of Islamorada.
All right, very good. Well, we look forward to seeing that and seeing what you were able to bring in.
You bet. I have 2 schools headed right for me, and we are going to see if we can catch a bonefish. No, this is going to be a massive school of spooks. Bone on. I missed the pickup again. I was too focused on these damn things. Oh, I hope he didn't swallow it. I hope I didn't set the hook a little too late. Woo! Alrighty. So it took forever, and there's the school over there, but finally got one to bite. All right, let's get him in before a shark does.
Alrighty, not bad, guys. So our morning worked out just fine. Let's get this guy in and hope he's hooked all right. I'm gonna muscle you. I'm gonna muscle you, dude. In you go. 'Cause I don't want the man in the gray suit to show up. This is a big one. This is a big bonefish. This is a big bonefish. Look at the size of this guy. Come on. Look at the size of this guy. Look at the size of this guy. Look at that big boy. He's big. He's almost the size of my... I'm gonna resuscitate him and look for sharks. Alrighty, beautiful baby, off you go. That was all. There's a bone. There's a bone. There's a bone. There's the bone. Beautiful. There's a beautiful bone. There's a beautiful Florida Keys bonefish. And we go. And we go.
Dude, man, what did you got going there? That water also
It's
was
insane.
just insane. People don't understand the quality of the water that we have here.
Yeah,
that's some phenomenal footage that you were able to
Well,
put
thank you.
together.
Yeah, and it's easy, and I just strapped a GoPro on and went and did it. But you know, the thing is conditions like that
Right.
aren't unique to just one island,
Sure.
you know? And, beauty like that isn't unique to one island. There are, at the right times, bonefish all up and down it, the whole stretch of Islamorada, all the keys on the bay side, the keys up in Key Largo on the ocean side.
Sure.
They're chock full of them at the right time and at the right tide. But that morning I remember in the first one, it was like a mirror. You couldn't even tell when you're out there. The GoPro doesn't do it justice. Where the sky stops and the water starts.
I love those days.
It's God's country.
Yeah, I'm more of a ocean guy, and I get the same thing. It's you see that horizon, and you're going, okay, which is which as you're going out there. And to me, that's just like what they say, God's country. That's God's water, as far as I'm concerned. But that was some great footage, and gives a really nice perspective of what you need to do and how you do it when you're bone fishing. And as we were saying, when you're bone fishing, you're catching sometimes a lot of other cool stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Now, this rig even, you can catch tarpon on it. I've had tarpon hit it. I had the most fun today, and this is what you'll notice. Look at the mangrove shoreline. Look where I am in relative to that. Don't try and figure out a key. It's got to be this key. It's not that. Look, shallow water, that mangrove shoreline, you're off from it. What I was doing today was I was fishing off of stingrays. Because the water was so deep, the tide was wrong, and they make this big puff.
Right.
And you would be surprised what is following them. The best thing I saw while out on my kayak today was next to a giant sea turtle, a shark eating one of my jack, jumping out of the water, which scared the hell out of me. And it was 2 cormorants, and it was about 6 of them throughout the course of the day. And they would dive down and follow the stingray, and they would right at its mouth. And bonefish do that, permit do that, cuda follow behind them, and sharks. One of the things I saw, a silvery flash following one of these, literally right on top of the stingray, cast it at it, caught it. It was a jack about this big in the flats. It was insane.
You pulled one of those up.
Yeah.
I know normally when I'm catching Jack Crevalle, we're catching them about 2 feet of water. And we're talking about, huge monster jack.
And the fight was so fun. It was just so fun.
To me, I've never really been a bonefish guy myself, but to me, the most fun fish to catch for fight, to me, pound for pound, is a Jack Crevalle. They are an extremely great fish to catch, and I've learned over the last year, a really good fish to eat.
You'll have to show me how to do that.
It's funny. For years, for most of my life, they were a trash fish. You caught them, it was great, and you let them go. Well, my buddy Matt Bellinger did an episode of Bizarre Foods. Andrew Zimmer. And they caught one, and Matt was going to throw it back out, and Andrew said, no. And, this guy eats a bunch of weird crap. But he ended up showing Matt a couple techniques that we'll share in a future episode, that if you do them, primarily bleeding them, putting them on ice a certain way, all that meat doesn't have that weird taste that they're known for, and all of a sudden it's this beautiful white meat that's super, super light. And because they're so big, you get a heck of a fillet out of them.
A ton of it, yeah.
So it's an amazing thing. We've learned how to do that. But we're going to talk a lot of stuff like that on the shows coming up. And as we're wrapping up this one, again, wanted to thank you for that great footage. And folks, if you'd like to make the Florida Keys your new tropical oasis, give me a call, 305-439-7730. We have a wealth of properties that are here that can turn your island dreams into your new tropical reality. There's everything for every price range, from the mobile home here to the starter home to all the way to the mega Bayfront estate that we have for sale right now. So give me a call. Come to our website, which is therealestateconch.com, and I'd be happy to hook you up with the home of your dreams. But again, thanks for tuning in. We'll be here again next week with some great information and some new video and giving you tight lines.
Thanks for joining us on Tight Lines with Mykael Marinelli and Phil Stanley.